Coming up on ATV News.
This is the 5th plane crash in 2.5 years in Roy. Why locals want more than an FAA investigation.
And you constantly want that feeling to keep going.
Can social media affect your mental health?
You build a jump and everybody will come and enjoy it.
We'll show you some great places you can go sledding in the valley.
I'll fill you in on everything you missed over break in sports.
All that and more, this is ATV News.
Too close.
No.
Oh no, it hit a tree.
Yep.
This is the aftermath of what police say should have been an 11-minute plane ride. It ended with a fiery crash and 2 homes clipped.
Welcome to this edition of ATV News. I'm Nathaniel Gillis.
And I'm Lisa Feinstein. There have been 2 plane crashes in 3 months in the Roy area. This time, a man is dead. I'll show you footage from last week's crash.
Don't get too close.
Shooting this video is all bystanders could do after a plane crashed and burst into flames in this Roy neighborhood.
They're on top of that house. And then it hit right there.
Before it hit the ground, witnesses took photos of the plane in trouble.
The airplane, you could see as it was flying, it was completely sideways. And the left wing dropped once, it regained, it dropped a second time. The second time, it continued a little bit, it veered all the way across I-15, and then it went straight into the ground.
Inside the wreckage, 64-year-old pilot Dave Good.
It's kind of sombering because you know somebody's life was just lost.
I'm kind of scared to go on planes.
This is the 5th crash in 2.5 years in this area.
When you look around at airports around the country, it's rare that they have one plane crash in that kind of time. And where we've had 5, we think something needs to be looked at.
This is the runway in Logan. When planes approach here, they fly over farmland. In Roy, it's a different story.
The airport's been there longer than most of that community, but we let people build in those areas, and they should feel safe.
One person who doesn't feel safe, the chief of police.
I'd like to see a study from all agencies involved, take a look at this, find out, is there a common denominator? Is there something that's happening that's causing these that we can correct? There should be. Planes are safe.
Lisa. According to Good's obituary, piloting was one of his passions, along with designing his self-titled line of skiing gear.
Former Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis spoke on campus to a packed TSC ballroom. He spoke about the importance of studying history and his belief in the country.
We have a country here that is worth keeping faith in. We have a country that is worth protecting. It's as a World War II Marine put it once, he said, the country didn't have to be perfect to be worth fighting for.
Mattis spoke as a guest at USU's News Center for Anticipatory Intelligence.
That we adopt. We have a country here that is worth keeping.
Jonathan, how big was the snowstorm last weekend?
Well, it was big enough that you needed a shovel to get out of your driveway, but it was also big enough to clear out some of that bad air.
All right, you're full, Buster. So yeah, the kids wanted to build the jump. They like the pain and punishment, so.
Starting off your day in a snowstorm can add extra time on the road. While snowplows and tractors help us deal with the winter conditions, there are still some chores that have us wishing winter would end.
I look forward to the springtime because I don't have to shovel snow, and that's one of the main reasons, but it's also I just look forward to the warmer weather and being able to get back in the outdoors.
Whew. Snowstorms can add extra obstacles to our days, but they have some benefits too, such as snowboarding and air quality.
When it snows, we have the cleanest air. That air is being mixed throughout the atmosphere, which is leading to, of course, the snowfall. As air is rising up, we get the snowfall occurring. Cold fronts come through, low pressure systems come through. All of those work to mix the air out.
According to Meyer, not having a snowstorm means that bad air will stay in the valley.
And so during the winter events, we have the cleanest air. It's the days following it when the high pressure settles back in. That's what leads to inversions beginning to set back up and air being trapped in the middle of the valleys.
At least when you have to shovel, you can breathe doing it. Jonathan May, ATV News. So what are y'all's feelings about the snow?
You know, I think it's beautiful, but I definitely prefer to observe it indoors.
I completely agree. I think it's getting too cold at night right now.
Well, regardless of what you think, Cache Valley climate experts do think it helps with our air quality.
With all of the snowfall over the weekend, several people were out sledding in the valley. ATV's Brandon Dean is live from one of the sledding hills that may pique your interest.
Thanks, Nathaniel. I'm standing here outside Old Main Hill, and although no one's sledding on the hill right now, it remains one of the more popular sledding hills in the valley, along with a few others that I'll show you.
All right, you're full, Buster. So yeah, the kids wanted to build the jump. They like the pain and punishment, so.
You build a jump and everybody will come and enjoy it, and they don't care if you use their jumps.
Yeah, there you go, Colt. This is the easiest one to come to. It's close. And it's a bowl, so makes good for tubing for all ages.
Generally, you can kind of go in steeper areas or not as steep areas.
This one here is great for the little kids. There's a bigger hill up there. If the big kids want to go up there, it's longer.
We've had a couple injuries, a couple tears, but they get back out there and have fun.
Probably not going to get too hurt too bad. Just having a good time, enjoying it, bring some hot chocolate and sit down, relax for a little while.
Well, we're at Old Main, we're sledding, hitting the steep spots, the jumps over here. Loving it. Yeah. I'm from BYU, there's no good snow there, so we have to come up here.
My parents brought me here when I was maybe 3 years old, and so we've been coming ever since then. Brought my 4 kids out sledding today. They're off of school, so we're hanging out as a family.
Get the family together, see friends, and enjoy the snow.
It's a convenient sledding hill for us. Now that I've got kids and we live close, it's a natural place to come and enjoy.
It's packed, so it's nice and fast.
If you're not careful, you don't stop until you're at the roads. Teach the kids to not go up too high or go too fast.
You got to make sure you have someone there that's going to be ready to save the day.
I got you.
Passed by this hill a few times with the kids when we were visiting my in-laws up here in North Logan, and we saw this hill and I always thought it looked like a good sledding hill, and I never had a chance to try it. So, well, we always saw the tracks going down, so we knew that people came here a lot. You kind of have to look around for the hills and know where the good spots are. We live in Smithfield, and there's a couple little spots we go to out there, but this is bigger than any of those. We wanted to venture out, try something a little bigger and challenging as the kids get older.
Lainey, do you want to go with me? No, thank you. I'm going to go by myself.
Like, this is the biggest hill they've ever done. I told them I'd bring them sledding on their day off after I got home from work. They're on the more cautious side, but they're zipping down this and sliding into the road.
People say those hills are so popular because they're easy to get to and there's something for everyone. Back to you guys at the desk, Nathaniel.
Thank you, Brandon. You know, I've always wanted to sled down Old Main Hill, but I'm always scared of the road at the bottom.
You know, I've broken way too many bones, so I'm just not going to take that risk.
Y'all have to give it a try. It's so much fun. Coming up, I will give you the 7-day forecast. The current temperature in Logan is 37 degrees.
It's just cool to get yourself out there.
I tried Oxy at a couple of parties. I thought I had it under control. I didn't know it'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
A group of engineering students at Utah State has designed and programmed an innovative remote-controlled submarine. USUB is fully student-run. They designed and built the parts from the ground up and are always working to improve the submarine software and capabilities. These students show that computer science is more than just typing on keyboards. Dive right into engineering with USUB.
Look at me, hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hello y'all, Jonathan May here with the weather, and as you can see as we look at our national radar, we have some parts of the country that have some precipitation and clouds. As we look in Houston in the south here, they're experiencing some rainfall, and all that cloud coverage down there in the east will push up towards the Midwest and on out through the country. And then as we look through up at Portland here, we have they're experiencing some rainfall, and all that rain up in Oregon there should come through, hit us in northern Logan and barely clip us, so we might be able to get some snowfall this weekend. Now can we take a look at the state radar, please? As you can see here, most of the top of Utah is all clouds, all covered in clouds here. We got from Logan on to Salt Lake City and beyond, all cloud coverage. So in the mountains, we might be experiencing some snow. Can I get the 7-day forecast, please? There we go. So today, as you can tell, we woke up to some fresh snow. So look for that maybe to continue on throughout the week. Tomorrow we have a 30% chance of snow before 11 a.m. Then Friday, another 30% chance of snow after 10 a.m. and then partly cloudy day on Saturday, so I'd recommend that'd be the day to go up to Beaver and have a good time. And then Sunday we have 42 about chance of snow, and then Monday another chance of snow, and Tuesday chance of snow. Look at the highs to be in the 40s or about in the mid-30s. Back to you at the desk, y'all.
Ni hao ma. You may not know what that means, but a first grader in the Cache Valley Dual Immersion program would. Shay Densley shows you how one elementary school is teaching a foreign language by speaking it for half of the day.
These students spend half of their school day learning, speaking, and writing in Chinese.
My expectation, I feel they have to speak all Chinese in my room.
Tsai says speaking Chinese is hard for students at first, but after a month,
now I feel like 90% they can speak Chinese.
students spend about an hour a day just learning Chinese. Words like mi bao for bread and chocolate for chocolate. But they also learn other subjects like science and math in Chinese. Tsai says the benefits of learning Chinese creates tolerance for other cultures and helps to
establish their, I say, the perspective and the perception.
One third grader who has been in the language program for a few years says learning a language in school would make it
easy if you went to that place with the same language.
Parents are asked not to teach Chinese at home, but they do get the chance to hear their kids speak at parent-teacher conference.
And as a parent, it was really cool to see.
Shay Densley, ATV News.
Now, if you want to start learning Chinese, Ni hao ma means, how are you?
How much time do you spend on social media per day? Eric Price shows us the pros and cons.
Viral videos like this one are what you will find on apps like TikTok, where you can create and watch short-form videos.
Am I addicted to social media? I think so, but I'm going to justify it and say I'm healthily addicted.
With the advancement of smartphones, tablets, and computers, people find themselves getting lost in their devices.
But I checked my screen report last time and it was like 8 hours. I had no idea that I'd been on there that long. Like daily, I kind of freaked out a little bit.
Some people use social media as a way to connect online and in person, but for others, it serves as something bigger.
The feeling you get when you get a lot of likes or a tweet is what some people call a banger. It's like it's a dopamine rush. It's kind of like a high, you know, it's short-lived, but it's just, you feel great.
Most people use social media on their phones, like the one I'm using right now, but it is accessible on other devices, like this laptop. There's no question social media is everywhere we go, but with its increasing accessibility, is it leading us towards something good or bad? With the vast majority of apps to choose from, things aren't always positive when engaging with others online.
In social media, I saw a lot of negativity. I didn't realize how many people complained and, for lack of a better word, attacked each other.
Not all social media is negative. There are some success stories.
And I actually ended up with a job in social media for 2.5 years at Utah State University.
Ryan Jensen warns us to be careful while online and says there are others watching us.
These marketers and advertisements, like they're tracking you and your movements, and so just be careful.
Eric Price, ATV News.
Ryan says the university will be expanding the social media coordinator position to assistant director. They will also be hiring 2 more full-time staff members for social media.
USU rocked out this week at Battle of the Bands. Nathaniel Gillis tells us more.
You guys want any free stuff?
Free donuts and muffins were used to entice students to watch the free show.
And it's just a competition between local bands, and they compete, they perform, and then the judges and the audience vote to see who's the best.
Local bands say this can be a big break and a nerve-wracking moment.
I start out nervous, and then as soon as I get on there, it's just excitement at that point.
Organizations say whether you're in a band or if you just like to listen to music, then you'll love Battle of the Bands. After all of the bands played, it was time to decide the winner. The judges silently wrote down who they thought was best, while students scanned QR codes for their favorite band.
And first place prize with $300 gift card to KSM Music. Sorry, Mom.
This is the band who won first place.
It's pretty cool, pretty cool. Definitely it could have been India's game tonight. Like, we didn't come here with the expectation to win, but we're very honored that so many people came to support us.
Nathaniel Gillis, ATV News.
You can support these artists by going to local venues such as Y Sound and The Cash.
Austin Elder is here to fill us in on what happened on sports over the break.
That's right, guys. So coming up, Sam Merrill has scored a lot of points in his career. I'll tell you just how many after the break.
Win or lose, I look at the game and say, did I do the best I could do?
We'll show you why reffing could be something to consider doing.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay.
God, no. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
Hey Aggies, welcome to the Arc. Campus Recreation Fitness is aimed at giving students a fun yet rigorous exercise program that's also social and dynamic. Our fitness program currently consists of a ton of different classes that you can jump into up to 74 different times a week. With classes ranging from HIIT, body blast, cycling, yoga, Zumba, you name it and we have it. Stop! Come check us out at the Aggie Rec Center as we love seeing new friendly faces.
Get your game.
Sam Merrill moved into 4th place on USU's all-time scoring list last night with 1,901 career points after a 15-point outing against Air Force. Welcome to ATV Sports. I'm Austin Elder. Nemias Keita scored the first 4 points against Aggies, including his first three-pointer of the season. Brock Miller also sunk a three to give the Aggies an early lead in this one. Utah State led for all but 11 seconds against the Falcons. After losing the rebounding battle and loss to the Falcons earlier this season, the Aggies came out strong with a 45-34 margin on the boards. Defense was strong as well, holding Air Force to just 29% shooting. The Aggies moved to 4-4 in Mountain West play with their 72-47 win over the Falcons.
In the first half, offensively, we didn't shoot the ball very well. It kind of took us a while to get going, but definitely getting stops on defense helped us lead the transition.
Utah State takes on Colorado this Saturday at 8 in the Spectrum. So over the break, you may have enjoyed some rest, but USU sports didn't stop. Let's jump into a recap of what you might have missed. Fans filled the Vivint Smart Home Arena in mid-December to watch the Aggies take on BYU in the Beehive Classic. Aggies had some nice ball movement for this three. Beautiful shot by Anderson. Scores were close the whole game, but this long three launched by BYU up to beat the Aggies 68-64. San Diego took on Aggies at home. Justin Bean with a nice dunk. Dodging Diogo Brito, Aztecs get this shot off right before the shot clock sounded. San Diego went on to beat the Aggies 77-68. Now Utah State set the tone for Nevada with this killer dunk by Nemias Keita. Keita led the Aggies, scoring 19 points for a season high. Aggies went on to beat Nevada 80-70 and are currently standing 15-6. Now let's jump over to women's basketball for a second. Aggie senior Haley Bassett became the 10th female Aggie, scoring over 1,000 career points this week. Taking on Idaho, check out this shot by Cache Valley native Lindsey Jensen-Baker. Let's watch that again in slow motion. Man, that's a lucky shot. I can't believe she made that. Aggies went on to beat Idaho 69-61. After defeating Idaho, women's basketball has struggled to win, losing 6 straight games. They are currently standing 5-13. Aggies will try to break that streak tonight at 6:30, playing Air Force in Colorado. So jumping over to some other USU sports, men's tennis took the season opener against Grand Canyon. Christian Holmes was named America First Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week after a 6-3 score, helping Aggies take the victory. Aggies beat Grand Canyon 4-3. Now, track and field won 4 event titles as well at the Bison Cup Saturday afternoon with 14 top 3 finishes. For the men's, Aggie Jr. Stockton Smith took the men's 3,000 meter, smashing his career record with just over 8 minutes and 35 seconds. For the women, junior Katie Struthers-Haviland took first place in the 3,000 meter race with her career best with just over 10 minutes. For those of you that don't know how long 3,000 meters is, that's almost 2 miles. USU Gymnastics took 3rd place at BYU Saturday night. UCLA placed first, followed closely by BYU for 2nd place. Now, lots of sports over the break, but you're all caught up with the highlights. Almost every sport has players and coaches. They also have people you don't think much about until they made a mistake. Adam Larson shows you more about the 3rd team on the court.
Block! End line.
Okay.
Whistles blowing is normal at basketball games of any level. The number of officials isn't going up, even though the number of high schools is. One high school referee says he thinks it's hard to get new officials to stay because sportsmanship has decreased over the years.
We find the young officials just get tired of the abuse from players, fans, coaches, but mostly it's from the fans.
Kinghorn says new officials need to realize fans aren't yelling at them, they're yelling at the shirt. Another referee says getting yelled at can be hard for newer officials because they might not know how to handle it.
If you don't have a skill set to handle them, then I think it can be very discouraging. If you can handle players, coaches, and a crowd like the herd, you might make a good official.
Kinghorn says one problem could be the money paid to ref a game. Currently, Utah high school refs make $56 for a sub-varsity game and $66 for a varsity game.
When you're doing it at the high school level, you're not going to make a ton of money. You're just not.
The Utah High School Activities Association implemented a $15 pay raise per game over a 3-year span and is currently in the 2nd year of that. Officials now make $10 more per game than they did 2 years ago.
Maybe if we go to $100 a game and you're making $200 for a doubleheader, then maybe it makes sense for people to quit their day job to come work a part-time gig at night.
Kinghorn says he wishes he did it as a job while still in college.
You can totally set your own schedule. You can work as much as you want. You can do it around your class schedule, exams. I mean, it really is a great part-time job. I've got friends that I've reffed with for a long, long time. And when I get assigned them to work a game, that's a ton of fun.
Kinghorn says reffing can be hard to get good at, but
when you work a big game that's competitive, the crowd's into it, the coach is into it, the player's into it, you're into it too, and it is so much fun. I love it.
Adam Larson, ATV News.
More information about officiating can be found at uhsaa.org.
Thank you for joining us on this edition of ATV News.
You can catch all of our latest editions on our Facebook page.
We will leave you with some shots of sledding. Take care, Cache Valley. Have a great week.